Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is a update for HBAR. I'll be going all the way down to the 5-minute candles, but I just wanted to show you real quick my primary count, which is off the bottom low. We have an A, B, C panning out. We had an A wave with a triangle as our B wave with a very short E, and we're extending up to the 1-to-1 extension at around 16 cents. And also keeping in mind that we can get some extensions all the way up to the 1.618. My expectation between 25 and 30 cents, getting resistance during this point of breakdown over here. My alternatives are we have an ending diagonal, which is almost invalidated as soon as we break this high, or a bullish triangle, which would really extend out all of next year. Hoping we don't get this, but it is an option. Now going down to the 4-hourly. Here's our bottom here, where we had a 1-2, 1-2, currently working on another 1-2. So potentially a very bullish move to come as long as this holds, this trend holds. As you can see, it's holding very nicely in this pitchfork. I expect if we do get this very bullish move that we actually explode out of the pitchfork and take off. But for now, just keeping more of these standard fibs, which we'd expect to move up to around 11 cents if this is just a regular third wave, then 12 cents, and then get our extension up to 16 cents for our fifth. Now for the 15-minute, I'm going to move out to my exchange, which I track down on the micro levels. If you saw yesterday, this was a very nice wave. We had a 1-2 with a short retracement. We had our third wave, which came up just shy of the 618. You can see, I'll put my labels over on the left so you can see. There we go. Had our 1-2, just came shy of the 618, came up, tagged the 200, came out of the trend line. I said, be aware that this could break if we don't continue here, which we broke, and expecting a 1-hour correction here to complete this 1-2. Expecting another move to the downside. Now going to my entry here, this is my current position. I got in HBAR on December 20th. My risk was $100 on this trade. Currently up 200, as you can see, but expecting that to come down a little bit as we put in the C wave. For purposes of the channel, we have a 10K trading account for the channel, risking 1% per trade. And this was my entry on HBAR based on that 1% risk. Got in at 8253, stop is at 7829. On MEXC, target's currently 16 cents, but that may change. So those are all the trades I'm in. If you want to check out those trade setups, they're all on my channel. There's the tickers as well. I'm going back to trading view. So we were talking about yesterday, want to see this previous fourth wave hold as support right here. So ideally, if we get the setup we don't really want to break below the 382, as you can see, which is right here at 8587 cents according to MEXC, which is the exchange I'm using, and expecting this to take a little bit more time. Not sure what correction we're going to get here. I did pull time fibs. I like to see at least 33% of the previous move before I consider a correction complete. That's my minimum requirement. It's not a rule, it's more of a guideline I used just for experience in the market. But as of right now, waiting for this to pivot. I'm going to throw on my fibs. Oh, I got an alert somewhere. Going down to the 5-minute. So we got a 3-wave move here. as an A wave, expecting this to be a running flat where we make new highs, or a regular flat where we just come up here and make 5 waves down, or a WXY where we have a 3, 3, 3. And then we move to the upside. But this is looking good so far. This is not looking impulsive to the downside, so probabilities have us that the next move is going to be to the upside whenever this is complete. Now, I can't show you all these trade setups because they're too time sensitive. But what I am going to do for the purposes of the channel and education is I'm starting another account, 10K size as well, just for the channel purposes, where I'm going to be scalping down at these time frames. So moves like this. And I'm using it for educational purposes because I can go over the trade after and show you guys why I took the trade, how I manage it, my risk rewards, and I can do that after the fact. But I'm going to be using a different exchange than the one I've shown, just for scalping purposes, so I keep numbers in line. So I'll be doing that in this area, most likely trying to scalp the C wave. And there's specific parameters I will be using to scalp this, depending what we get here. But it's quick in and out moves. As you can see, I'll only be in for a couple hours, like 3-to-1 trade setups. Allows me to hedge positions as well. I'm not going to move my initial trade setup on HBAR. But one thing to consider, I'll just give you a little piece here, is for this to be a flat, we must hit at least the 0.7 fib to be considered a flat rather than a WXY. And all that means is as soon as we pass this 70 retracement level, we can expect that we can get 5 waves down for our C wave, and we can call it an ABC. If we drop from here, it's not a flat because we haven't hit the 70 yet, which is the minimum requirement, and then I'd expect only a 3-wave move. Big difference, right, when you're looking for a long. And if we blast through the 382, I took the pivot from the A off the B, have this as a flat, A higher high, higher low, off we go. So our first 1-to-1 is at 918, which if we only hit that and rejected, I would expect only a 3-wave move. And if we come up where I expect the 382 and the 236 as high as the 1.618, then I'd expect 5 waves down. This is why Elliott wave is so helpful. You can anticipate the next move. And again, we haven't hit that time guideline I usually use myself for this correction to be complete. Now it can turn into a lot of different things. I expect the flat, because this is a third 1-2 in a row. Again, we can get like a triangle, but unlikely in a wave 2, right? So we have to go with probabilities in the spot we're currently in. Okay, going off my previous trade, in case you haven't been updated, I got in, there's my trade setup. Currently 18-to-1 risk reward. Got in on the breakout over here. I saw micro 1-2-1-2, got in there. Stop is at the previous wave 2 low. I'm happy with that setup because it's past the 618 retracement of this move up, so no reason we should come back there. And as you know, I want to hold the 382 anyway for this correction, so I see no need to lower this stop to the beginning of the wave 1. And so doing nothing with my trade, I assume this will go underwater a little bit, probably positive just a little bit, but that's okay. And planning to hedge this with a scalp on a brand new account, just for trading purposes, so I can show you guys step by step what I decide to do in this trade if I decide to take it. All right, guys, so that's it for HBAR. Thanks for watching. If you want to take the larger term next setup, my suggestion would be if I were not in this trade at all, I would wait for this move to the downside. I would wait for this pivot to finish and target between the 618 and the 1-to-1 for my buys. Minimum requirement is the 618 extension of this A wave, and I would look between that area, the 1-to-1 and the 618, and looking at around the 382 holding this level. So I would try and buy somewhere in this area, targeting that 16 cents. And put your stop just past the 618, or exactly the same as where I am if you like. 7836 is where my stop currently is, and targeting 16 cents currently, which would be a nice little 8.9-to-1 if we get that entry. All right, so that's it for this one, guys, on HBAR. Planning on scalping this one today on the micro time frames. If I get it, I will not be doing it till we pass that 70 and around the 1.236 area. If we fall from here, I won't be getting that scalp. All right, guys, that's it for HBAR. Thanks for watching.